Hello and welcome everyone to episode 21 of the Die, Laugh, Love podcast. The fact that we have collectively knocked out 20 of these episodes is pretty amazing, and they're fantastic. Every single one of them has different themes and different ideas and different spirits that show up. I'm very, very proud of what we've all collectively accomplished here. These are free online spirit galleries, but anybody that shows up brings their energy, brings their spirits, and adds to that collective ambiance of love and compassion that we can all hope to get out of something like this. Now, why do I call it the Die, Laugh, Love podcast? I think everybody's kind of familiar with that corny idea of live, laugh, love. I don't want to be the negative Nelly for anybody, but we will all end up dying. That is what makes us human. It's the collective common denominator for us all. Before we do that, we should do our best to laugh and love along the way. Before I get into tonight's spirit gallery, I want to show everybody something that I'm very proud of. My new book. All right. So this book is a labor of love. And thank you, everybody, here for this. It is called The Secret to Life Ain't So Secret. But right down here at the bottom, it says Down to Earth Spirituality #1. This is the first in a series because what I have noticed being in this world of spirituality and New Ageism, that there is too much woo. There is just too much woo. Some people are way too far out to left field, and I try to bring it down to earth. I try to bring it down to a place where everybody can access these ideas because we're all going to die. So the purpose of this book is, I wrote it for the mystic, I wrote it for the mechanic. My goal is, if somebody, no matter where they come from or their walk of life, they walk into this book, they read this book, they should get something out of it. So what it is it's built up of small chapters, and there's a section at the end of each chapter that gives you a whole bunch of questions that you can ponder. So there's illustrations, and it's fun. It's a fun book. But there's a section in this book, a chapter towards the end of this book, that I want to kind of bring up because when I was out for my morning walk, I was thinking about tonight's podcast and the idea of what we were all going to share here collectively. I love what I do. I love being able to sit in this position and help people connect to their beloved dead and their ancestors and their spirits. And I'd like to think that humans here in the world of the living, get healing out of what I do. But I know for a fact that humans aren't the only ones that get healing out of this process. Spirit finds healing through this process, because here's something that a lot of us need to consider for a moment. One of those chapters at the end of this book is called Empathy for the Dead. Empathy for the dead. When we die, we go through a process. And there is an afterlife, there is a heaven, if you will, but it's not some far off, distant, detached, disconnected dimension. It is right here. When we pass away, we all go through a life review where we look at the things that we did and we look at how we behaved and how people affected us. One of the chapters in this book is how we are all really messed up algebra equations. We're all different because of the variables in our equation. Our dads change us, our best friends in sixth grade change us, the place where we grew up, our gender, on and on and on. We are the sum of our parts. We take a look at those parts when we pass away. And for some of us, those parts aren't great. Those parts aren't great. The things that we did were not great. The things that happened to us were not great. And when we can sit in a place of wisdom here in the world of the living, when we can find a higher perspective, when we can find grace and compassion for those people who were problematic while they were alive, we end up giving them healing. There is no hell in the world of spirit. There is no lake of fire where we burn for all eternity. There is regret, though. There is regret. The things that we did, the things that we didn't do. I can guarantee you that every person in this world who raised their hand in anger and struck at their children, struck at their family, struck at their spouses, they die and they look back in shame. Now imagine the people that would perpetuate the cycles of abuse through family lines, where they would have been abused, they would have had the support networks or those types of systems to help them find healing and to break those generational curses. And then they abuse their children. And then those children abuse their children. Well, when people who participate in that cycle die and they move to the world of spirit, it's not all puppies and rainbows. For many of us, it is, because many of us had great lives where we helped and loved and healed. But for the people who hurt, well, when they go through the washing machine, as I like to call it, they will stand in shame for their actions. Now, when I went on my walk this morning, and here's something that everybody needs to hear. I call it my old man walk because I think we all need to connect with nature. We all need to get out and move our body. So I call it my old man walk because I want to be an old man. Not that I am an old man, but I want to be an old man, and I get out and I walk every morning. So I would encourage everybody to do the same. But as I was walking, the spirits started to come to me for tonight's gallery. And in a way of wanting to offer reconciliation, wanting to own up to their behavior, wanting to find healing on their side, because one of the worst things that we can go through as spirit is to watch how our behavior affected those we loved here. That is something that we all need to take into consideration. And what my gut is telling me, and that there's a whole lot of loving, helpful, honest, good-hearted people here who have devoted their life to others. Well, if you've done that and you haven't hurt people, well, you're not going to have much in the way of regret when you pass away. But if you are a hurtful person, there is a great degree of regret and bearing witness of what that pain did to our loved ones or the people we were supposed to love. So the way this spirit gallery works is that I am going to channel this person. I am going to channel several people here, and you are going to participate in this. Remember that if you're here, there is a chance that you will have to wave your hand, unmute yourself, be called forth. So we might have to also, sadly, these people might apply to a few different folks here, but um, just know that we are going to get connected. I'm going to bring you up on Spotlight in Zoom so everybody can see you. I'll be on Spotlight with you. If you've never seen this before, we go side by side here on the screen. So pretty much everybody can see each other. Okay. So listen to these words and listen to who I'm channeling and how I channel them. Okay. Because this is a regretful man. Okay. So who I have here is a father. Okay. He is a father. And I think that a lot of people, because humans are so dualistic, we like to put people into buckets of good and bad. I can't necessarily say that he is all bad. He's not all bad. But one of his defining characteristics was that this man was extremely racist. Like extremely racist. Like he was extremely racist. And he was a hurtful individual, but he was extremely racist. And like, what I'm getting from this man is that it feels like there would have been somebody in the neighborhood, an African American family, like folks of color, people of color in the neighborhood would have been close by to this man. And he knows that he brings his daughter shame in those behaviors. Like he is somebody that ah, would have completely written off people of color, used really awful language, and would have passed away and would have seen how his words are that he was poisoned. Now, I imagine that this man has a brother because this is what else he was telling me. Okay. If we were to define really bad people, like he would have just blanketed people of color. Their skin would have just, doesn't matter who they are, good or bad, compassionate, non-compassionate, good, evil, doesn't matter. He would have just put everybody in that bucket. He had a brother that when he passed away saw was truly evil, did bad things. So I want to ask here because there's somebody here with a sense of shame from their father's behavior. So anybody, and I know this is tough, right? We have to kind of like acknowledge that I had like a racist dad, that sort of thing. This person used awful language to describe people of color. So anybody here have a racist father? Nobody, huh? Randy? Hi.
Hi. So my dad was very racist, but we did not have a family of color in the neighborhood. We lived kind of rurally and we didn't have any neighbors.
Okay. Did you know of anybody in the town? Anybody like drive by and go, was there anybody in the town like this?
Well, there were definitely people of color that lived on our road and would drive by. But we
Lived
did.
on your road as you drove by. Okay, but not
Mhm.
directly neighbors. Don't get too caught up in neighbors, okay?
Right.
Don't get too caught up in like right next door because I want to
Okay.
tell you what this man did. Okay. Like when he passed, he was, for lack of a better way to put it, forced to go into these people's homes. Okay. Like look in these people's homes and go, and this is interesting because he had to see an African American father take care of children and be shown what an actual dad looked like, somebody who didn't lay their hands on anybody, somebody who took care of, took encouraged, all of that. So this man who would have judged people would have really had to see how he was the one that should have been judged, like he should have been judging himself. So nobody else here has a dad that gives his daughter shame in this way. Brandy, this you have to be carrying shame for how your dad acted because this feels
Oh
like
my God. From yes, yes, in so many ways, not just
okay,
racism,
because
but
this
lots of other ways.
yeah,
Also,
no, this feels like right. This feels like the daughter is walking around being ashamed of her father.
yes.
Okay, so if nobody else is grabbing this spirit, then it's going to be you. Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm going to pull you up on Spotlight. We're going to share this time. Okay, so and I saw Robin chime in with grandfather, but this is definitely a dad because here we go. All right. Randy, my question for you is do you have a picture of this man up in your home?
No.
No. You have some
Yes, maybe with one of my children in like one of those collage, but it's not like a
just
specific.
of
The
him.
photo's not of him specifically.
Correct. Okay. Um, the other thing that you need to know about this person is that he brings not only his living people shame, but the people that came before him shame. So he
Mm.
had to pass away and he had to go meet his parents, he had to go meet his grandparents, and they stood in, for lack of a better way to put it, shock and awe as to this behavior of this man. Now, what you need to know too is that here's an interesting thing that people need to hear. When we hear the expression, our life flashes before our eyes, it is somewhat true because when we review our life and we go through every moment of every life, here is something Remember how I said like he was brought into this home of people he would have hurled insults at, like he would have said
Mhm.
these awful things, and then he would have been brought into this home to see this ideal family. The words that I hear are ideal family, good, protective, hardworking, people of love, people of character, and would have been deeply ashamed of his own behavior because, and I know it sounds hokey, but we all need to hear it, underneath our skin, we're all the same. We're all white skeletons walking around with meat suits of different flavors and colors and sizes, but we're all the same. Now, here is something that you need to hear because can I ask you, Brandy, did this man ever strangle people?
God.
Yes.
Okay. Like put hands around throats and like, okay, here's something that you need to hear. When we go through and this is something that's very important for everybody here to hear. When we go through that life review, this might actually be the definition of hell. We experience the pain we cause to others. If we intentionally inflicted pain onto other living humans, other living creatures, we experience that pain. We experience that pain. We have to sit in that body, experience what that human's going through. We experience it. It is the deepest, most potent form of empathy. And this person experienced that. And there's something about deep shame carrying his last name, being of that bloodline, of carrying that last name. You have to know that, the idea of chosen family, like we chosen family
Absolutely.
oftentimes associated with gay folks and stuff like that when they get, you know, dismissed. This is that idea of chosen last name, chosen heritage, that idea that we are not necessarily the we can disconnect. We don't have to be a part of that. And there's a funny message for you. Thank you for shunning this man because he deserved it. Thank you for shunning this man because he deserved it. Now, visual aids, right? So visual aids. Let me say that, this little crystal I have here on my table represents our soul. Okay. And then what happens is we have like parents, we have culture, we have genetics, we have upbringing, we have this, we have that, we have this, we have that. It goes on and on and on and on. Now, I believe the spiritual path is figuring out what those layers are, what they did to us, what they're doing to other people, so we can learn from them, figure them out, and get back to this part of us, the eternal part of us. That's what I think the spiritual path is. Um, when we die, we go through this layer. Like we learn, we heal, we figure it out, we go through this layer. I do believe that you're somebody, Brandy, who's figuring out how to go through her own layer. So you're on a spiritual path of your own. Okay. The things that happened to us, what they did to us, how to get back to the core part of the love that we were born with and the love that we return to. Now, here is something that explains why this man would stand in such pain to his legacy or his memories. He's back to this. He's back to this. So that man who, by all rights and definition, like if he was strangling other people and abusing them and hurling racist insults and all of that, we could define him as evil. We could define him as evil. His human mask or avatar is evil. The soul that he was born into in this world was not. The soul that he was born into the world was not. Through circumstances, situations, variables, programs, he became that way. And that is why I think compassion is the ultimate in intelligence. Now, you've got to know, and here's something that might be difficult for you to reconcile. This man needs me to tell you that he loves you, and you can totally hear and you can be here and you can be angry and hateful and ashamed of this man, but it's his layers that you need to be angry at. The human mask he wore while he was here. It's this part that is made out of pure love, that stands in pure love, that is watching you in pure love. And what you need to hear is very proud of the woman that you have become. Very proud of the woman that you've become, because you didn't become an abusive person. You didn't decide to have kids and hurt them. You broke the generational curse, as it were. You were somebody that decided to love all humans instead of adopt the racism of your father. So you have to understand how at least you have, by that very measure, saved him from that pain. Now, if you had decided to abuse your kids, you had decided to be racist to the neighbors, you had decided to be all of those things, his pain would be doubled because he would be in this place of watching you be responsible for it. Do you understand that?
I do.
That, I believe, is what karma is about. So, tonight, you guys, everybody here, I know that when you step into an online thing like this with me, we all seek connection, we all seek healing, and we should all have connection and healing. But I want to let you know how just by being good people, you are living an act of healing. You are living an act of healing. So tonight is about healing those people in spirit who are standing in regret, shame, and guilt, because they are looking at what their human sides did while they were here. Why couldn't they have controlled their temper? Why couldn't they have seen reason? What stopped them from getting back to the core of love? I mean, we're all made of love when we're born. I mean, look at little kids, right? Little kids, very loving, and then something happens to them. Something happens to us all. So you can choose to shed the shame, Brandy. You can choose to shed the shame. And that's an important message for him, because shame only serves us if we actually did something wrong and you never did anything wrong. Shame and guilt only serve us if we did something wrong and we need to rectify our behavior. You were born into a shitty family. You know what I mean? Like, you were born into a shitty family. Okay. There's nothing shameful about that. You should not be ashamed of that. If you were abusing your kids or you were a racist asshat, then yeah, have shame, have guilt, because you should. But you can shed the shame because you chose to break that cycle. Okay. So, the other thing that I want to encourage you to do, and I know that this might not ever happen while you're alive here, is to, from a higher perspective, from the 1,000-foot view, I want you to consider understanding, not necessarily forgiving, not necessarily forgetting, but at least understanding the reasons why your dad was the way he was. Because there were reasons why he was the way he was. I'm not excusing him. This is not an excuse. This is more of an explanation. Okay.
Okay.
So you got to understand that the soul of your father loves you deeply and is very proud of who you are. Know that you are carrying on in dignity and in integrity makes him very proud. And you need to know that in your own way, you heal the man who suffers from the legacy he left behind. There you go. The reason why I have to tell everybody this is because I know a lot of people, myself included, are really frustrated that there's very little in the way of justice in the human world. It seems like there's all sorts of bad people that do bad things and then just get away with it and die. Let me tell you that nobody escapes their life review. Nobody does. So the people in our families, the people that were spouses to us, the people that are global, national, local, what have you, who are really vindictive, awful people, they stand in shame and guilt to their behavior when they go through that life review. So, Brandy, if you ever get to this point, what you are is somebody who alchemized what happened to you in your life and broke that generational curse. As much as it might sound cliched at this point, I want you to consider at some point writing how you did that, because if you can, well, the sad fact of this world is that there's going to be all sorts of people that are born into families like this, racist, abusive, and if they had some sort of roadmap or inspiration as to how other people did it, even if you made a difference in the life of another person, even if you helped another person shed the shame that they should not be carrying, and it was worth it. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to write your own book, Brandy. Okay. Thank you for that. I am going
Thank
to
you.
take you off spotlight and bring forth the next spirit because this is
Thank you.
important. Thank you, Brandy, for being here. Okay, off of spotlight, remove spotlight. Okay. So, all right. I have a skinny little fellow here. He's showing me himself to be very skinny. And remember that tonight is uh weirdly, and this is their words, not mine, absolution of the jerks. The jerks want to come forward and apologize. All right. Now, interestingly enough, well, this is something that I have to sit with because, I like to try to keep things, jovial, joyful. I'm a big believer in vitamin joy. For those of you who know my good luck charm, I am wearing my Golden Girl socks. So I'm sitting here today on my walk going, okay, so I have this person and this person showing up. They want to apologize. They want to own up to their behavior and they want to help other people understand it. How can I turn that into a joyful process? That doesn't seem very joyful. It seems very heavy. But here's something that we all have to consider. I think a lot of people taking that perspective that we're all souls made of love, and some of us fuck up along the way. I think understanding that we humans, in the ways that we move through this life, we can heal them. We can give them peace. Maybe some people here don't think that those spirits deserve peace, but this is the ultimate in grace and compassion. This is ultimately what that is. So, here we have somebody coming forth as a little shithead. And these are his words. He's a little jerk. Now, why I think he's skinny. Okay. Um, okay. This is funny because that dad was racist. This person, it's a weird way to try to explain it. Um, this is so weird. I think he was adultist. And what I mean by that is that he would not listen to anybody. So here is a very skinny, like I'm seeing baggy clothes, kind of like little rapper clothes, like kind of gangster baggy black shirt. Somebody with really skinny like forearms. He's showing me like he's almost like bones, but this is somebody who um this is like a son, a brother. This is somebody who people were trying to help. He would not listen. This is a person that when he uh when somebody told him to fix his behavior, he doubled down on the bad behavior. He would not listen to anybody. People would try to help him and he would not listen to anybody. Okay. I feel like there's literal alcohol in my bones. Like I feel like in my bones there's alcohol. I feel like there is um so I don't know if you've ever heard of the band Rage Against the Machine, but I don't know what the song title is, and I'm here's some of my grandmother's French. This man literally existed with fuck you, I won't do what you told me. Like there's a song like fuck you, I won't do what you told me. Fuck you, I won't do what you told me. And he's very, very much like I hurt a bunch of people, I poisoned myself, like I feel like there was, I don't know if he gave himself bone cancer or what, but there's like skinny, 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 hurt in his bones, almost like he would have had, oh my gosh, you know what he's sharing with me? So I believe this person was an addict. I've never felt this before outside of this. He's trying to show me what withdrawal or not being high felt like it feels like a bone ache. He's showing me like a bone ache. So somebody here would have lost like a brother, like a son, skinny-ish, somebody with a bad attitude, somebody people tried to help and he hurt people. And I keep seeing a black t-shirt, like he would have worn kind of like gangster clothes. Um he's saying that he was found in the most undignified position ever. I think that he was like, I think that he might have vomited and choked on his own vomit. So anybody here have an addict that they've lost? Devin, if you could unmute yourself,
Hi, Josh.
please. Okay.
Yeah. Most of this fits, so we'll see if this is who I think it is.
Okay. Um, did you ever call this person an asshole to their face?
100 times, yes.
Like almost replace their name with asshole? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is somebody who very much got off on being an asshole.
Yep.
Like,
100%.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't, do you know if this person actually listened to that Rage Against the Machine song?
100% he did. He did.
Okay. Because this
Yes.
is like, that's what I keep hearing. Like, hug you, I won't do what you told me.
It was
Did he leave a
100%.
daughter here?
He doesn't have a daughter, he has a son.
A son? Okay.
Mhm.
Little sister, somebody?
I'm the older sister. He has two younger brothers.
Oh my God.
I'm the only sister.
Okay. Nobody else can take this, and this is yours, Devin. Okay.
Yeah.
So that song coming through my head. Lori, I saw Lori raise her hand. Lori, did you have any connection to that song? Here, I'm gonna unmute you just in case, because this might be, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? This might be for multiple people, but
Yes, some of it fits, but some doesn't. So that's why I'm
okay.
not sure.
Well, when I looked at Devin and I heard you called me asshole, that's like you just called like somebody called him asshole. So I'm gonna mute
Right,
you,
that's the
Lori, and I'm gonna bring Devin up on spotlight. Okay. All right. So
Before you
I'm gonna add
unmuted
spotlight to me.
before you unmuted me, I
What's that?
said, watch him bring through my asshole brother. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So he's got a little kid here. All right. Was he was he a little gangster?
Yeah. He was something else, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. So the worst pain for this person, let me tell you the worst pain from this person is watching people still struggle with the should haves. I should have done this. I could have done that. I should have done this. I could have done that. And there is absolutely nothing that you could have done to stop this person.
Yeah.
Nothing that you could have done to stop this person. So, as an older sister, you're the older sister to this person.
I am. Yep.
Okay. Was he an intravenous drug user?
No, not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Not to my knowledge.
What is he like? Why is his bones aching?
He did drugs for a really long time. And I think he was doing them a lot longer than he said he was. And I know that he was probably going through withdrawals when he wasn't having them.
So this would have been like opiates, whether it was like intravenous
Yeah.
or
He,
okay, so
he
there was
died of
opiates, just not
fentanyl poisoning.
intravenous. Yeah. So there's like he's putting into my body this ache, like
Yeah.
this like ache, and I can't describe the. Again, I think it's so important to keep coming back to this. They're not looking to excuse themselves; they're looking to explain themselves. So when this person had this ache, that they had to get rid of. Nothing mattered. Nothing mattered. The pain of their parents, the pain of their loved ones, the pain of the community, the shame they brought onto people, stealing, it did not matter. Anything to make the ache go away. My God, this is an awful existence.
Yeah.
This is an okay. May I ask you, do you still talk to him, little
All,
shithead?
all the time.
Okay.
Often.
Do you refer to him as that little shithead?
Yeah.
Like there's like yeah, there's
Yeah.
like words that you're saying to him, like your little shithead. Hey, okay, so
Yeah.
here's what I want you to do is I want you to keep talking to him. Okay, I want you to keep talking to him. Oh my God. Okay. But people here that loved him, who were in love with him, who loved him, who yelled and screamed and like took out the bright neon signs to try to get his attention. There was nothing, there was nothing that could have gotten in the way of that ache.
Yeah.
Like nothing that could have gotten in the way of that ache. So you have to know that. So here is something that I want to explain to you that happens when folks like this come through. I often walk, like I see a lot of parents who've lost their kids and loved ones who've lost their like loved ones to drugs and what have you, and the regret that the humans stay in about, I wish I'd screamed harder, I wish I'd done something, I wish I'd have kidnapped him, I wish I'd have hog-tied him, I wish I'd have done this, I wish I'd have done that. Whenever that happens, I have to walk people through this, this thought exercise, and he's wanting me to walk you through it because to a certain degree you're still walking around going, I should have, I could have, I would have, I wish I had, I wish I had, I wish I had. Okay.
Yeah.
While you stay in that place of conflict, Devin, so doesn't he watch his loved ones stay in this place of conflict. Your peace is his peace. So you need to absolve yourself of this. Okay. Now, what happens is,
Yeah, I need to get you a reading.
what happens is, imagine if you and I were standing by the ocean and it was low tide and the tide was about to come in. And I said to you, Devin, go down and stop high tide from happening. You would look at me like I was an idiot. I can't stop high tide. You can't stop the snow from falling. You can't stop the sun from coming up. You can't stop a force of nature from doing what it does. And this man was a force of nature. He was a force of nature. Okay.
Honestly, he
So,
was.
okay. So the next time a snowstorm rolls through your town and cuts out the power, why don't you walk around going, I should have stopped the snow? You know what I mean? like I know it sounds like a ridiculous thing to consider, but it is exactly that. You are not responsible for stopping the snow, stopping the sun, stopping this man. You couldn't have done a thing. Okay. He wants me to let you know he is in loving arms.
Oh, how nice.
He is in loving arms. Somebody here is not muted. I need you to mute yourself, please, because you're coming through. So he is in loving arms. He's showing me this big red heart that he's with. So he's with your mom, I believe. Is your mom over there?
Yep.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. But here's something that's interesting to me is they're both doing something different. Okay. They're both acting in different ways in the world of spirit. They're with people in different ways. Um, who cooks the pasta? Who's cooking?
My
Like
dad.
cooking, like a big pan of cook.
My dad.
Thanks again for today.
Oh, you're welcome. I was fine. Put in and out in no time, an hour, I'm happy. I hope soon.
I had to mute Maureen. It's all right. So, no, it's all right, Maureen. It's all right. Okay, so what I'm seeing, Devin, is a big pan of what looks like noodles and Alfredo, and like I'm cooking up a bunch of stuff in a big pan. Okay, so your dad, is he a cook? Like,
Yeah.
is he a cook? Like he cooks
Yeah.
for his family, or he is?
He cooks
Okay,
for a living,
so
yeah.
they're with him. Okay, so this man, your dad, you have lost like a wife and a brother and all of that. Okay, so This is what they do is they go to us and they try to heal us. Now, here's another thing that I have. Your mom would have had a granddaughter. A granddaughter? Is there a granddaughter?
Not yet. No, I have two other siblings though.
No, no, no. Who's got her? Why do I get the sense of her with a little girl, like a young girl?
uh if she was with
There's got to be.
any like child, it would be my best friend that I lost when I was like 10. Like that would be the only child around her.
No, 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 no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What I get is it feels like your mom is, and I mean, I might be getting like the genders of these little kids crossed. You know what I
Be a
mean? Like it
boy.
felt like your brother had a daughter, right? He's got a son. The
It's
son might be very soft or emotional or
very,
sensitive. Do
very.
you know what I mean? He might energetically be coming through to me as like a more feminine or more like more passive. Okay.
No, he's very in tune with himself for a 6 year old.
Does anybody here have your mom's name as a middle name?
My mom and I have the same middle name.
Oh, okay. So you're the little girl that she's with then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So what they're doing is they're watching out over their loved ones, Devin. Okay. But here's the difference between your mom and your brother. Your mom doesn't have anything to apologize for.
Correct.
So, like, your brother's coming through to apologize, like with mom. Um, does your
Well, he
dad
just told
limp?
me without her, so
Devin, does your dad limp?
yep.
Right. I don't know what he's got wrong with his ankle or his feet, but uh
Yeah.
your mom could be a little harsh, I take it. Like when she needed to yell or scream or like get people's attention, I feel like there's a
Oh,
little pull your head out of your ass energy from this woman. Um
oh yeah.
okay. So when this episode goes live, Devin, please bring it to your father if he would be able to watch it because he needs to take care of his wife's husband.
Yes, he does.
Okay. So when it comes to that relationship, how they're always with us, when we take care of ourselves, we're taking care of them. Okay. So I understand, Devin, what I'm getting from your brother is that you have essentially forgiven him. You understand where he was coming from. You understand all of that. But what
Oh
you
yeah.
haven't done is you haven't gotten rid of the burden of I should have, I could have, I would have. You haven't gotten rid of that, which is increasing in you a sense of conflict, which let me ask you a redundant question at this point. You
Of
want your brother to rest in peace, right?
course.
Okay. His sister has to live in peace. Because if you're walking around telling yourself, you are telling yourself something that you would not want other people to feel. You know that. Okay. So then it's like, I'm just going to say it. It doesn't make sense. It
Fair enough.
doesn't make sense. Okay. You're not a numbie. You're not a dumb person, Devin. You're a pretty intelligent person. You can tell yourself what you would tell somebody else, and you would bring yourself peace. You could just set that burden down and walk away from it, and he wouldn't have to watch you unnecessarily carry that conflict. And what he's saying too is that that Rage Against the Machine song, "Fuck You, I Won't Do What You Told Me," right? He's saying that you're doing that with this. like like you have a little bit of obstinate energy too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't fall far from the tree.
Here's well, I
We're all
get
kind
it.
of.
I get it. I don't know if you have this. If you don't have this and you need to have it, he's showing me what looks like all the pictures of your lost ones on like an altar or a dresser. Do you have that?
I have pictures of him up, and I have pictures of my mom up.
Are they next to one another?
Yeah. They're
Okay, so
usually sitting
basically what
right
you
next
have
to each
is
other in the kitchen.
okay, so basically what you have is like an ancestor altar. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would encourage you to spend time at it every day, at least walk by and look at those people and go, I'm going to take care of your sister. I'm going to take care of your daughter. That's you. Okay. The other thing, too, is And this is a pretty pagan thing to do. This is a real like ancient practice to do. Why would they want donuts?
Their favorite place in Maine is Cogden's Donuts. So it was like my mom's thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a thing.
So I have an ancestor altar too. Every morning I put up I don't even drink coffee, but I have this jar of instant Folgers that I always heat up water in the morning and make a little cup of coffee, pour some maple syrup into it, and I put it on my ancestor altar and I just say, here, guys, this is for you. You know, may you enjoy it. May you take sustenance out of it. It's my little devotional act to those ones in spirit that are watching over me. What I'm seeing is, do you know those country kitchen, like the 3 flavored donuts, the plain, the cinnamon, and the white, the powdered?
Yes.
You know how it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that's my
okay,
brother 100%. He would eat like a box of
okay,
it. That's what that is.
okay,
He just
okay,
wants
okay.
donuts.
So yeah. But every once in a while, okay. Um, take a donut out of a box like that, put it on a plate, chop it up into pieces, and just say, here, guys, this is for you. You know what I mean? A little devotional act, something like that. Um, and ramen noodles. Like I just got hit.
Yeah, literally had them yesterday, and it was like a thing for him. He loved ramen. Fucking weird.
May I ask you, oh my God. So Devin, have you fallen on your luck?
Yeah.
Okay. So, big family here. I'm gonna just bring it to you. I don't know why they would say this. Have you lost your license?
No.
No? Okay. I'm kind of getting that message of like get your license back. You haven't like had a cosmetology license that you let lapse. You haven't had something that
Hmm. No, I am being really lazy about switching my license over to New Hampshire, though.
what?
I'm being really lazy about switching my license over to New Hampshire, though. That might be my mom telling me to shut the fuck up and just do it.
Well, there's something about like get your license back or get something to do with your license. So if you're in New Hampshire, and do you know what I mean? Just do it. Do you know what I mean? Do it before that stuff gets weird. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
also, you need to go see like a massage therapist that specializes in pinched nerves. Do you have a pinched nerve in your neck?
Yep.
Like, I feel like you ever know what the Vulcan death grip is, or the like whatever it is that Spock would do. I feel like somebody needs to just like pinch you or work on a pinched nerve in your neck. Um, Also, for somebody that's so fun loving, why the hell are you so serious? Jesus, you're so serious. He's showing me Ren and Stimpy. Like, you need to watch some cartoons. Like, you need to watch something that's silly and lighthearted because you are stuck in this, like, that, like, shoulda, coulda, woulda,
Yeah.
that you, like, are stuck with him. There's a whole lot of other areas in your life where you're stuck with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Okay. You just are. Like, I should have done this, I could have done that, I would have done that, all of that. But those aren't things that you'd want other people to know, or to be telling themselves. And also, until you take your last breath, which is going to be way down the road, you are going to be constantly messed with by this kid. This kid is constantly going to mess with you from spirit, like lose your stuff, move your stuff. um
It happens to me all the time. I Things will go missing for like a day or two, and then it'll show up right where I left it. And every time I'm like, oh, that's Kyle. That's just
and the other thing that he's showing me too is I would almost guarantee that you're going to have a bat get in your house this summer.
okay.
Like, he's showing me like a bat in your house flying around. Would that freak you out? Is that
No, bats are pretty neat. I'm okay with bats. I caught one at work last year.
okay? That might be his symbol for you. It's funny because I'm like seeing him like under the porch, like
Yeah.
getting in under the eaves. Like there's like this porch overhang getting in under the eaves.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'm not like here's Josh's mind getting in the way. I'm not sure if he deserves this, but I have to say it. He wants to be Batman. Like Batman. Like he wants like a bat symbol for you.
Yeah. He's Batman. Yeah.
What does that mean?
He was kind of weird. He used to say things like that all the time.
Yeah,
He was always
I would
invincible. He was
just be
always a hero. He was always, that kid.
look out for the bat symbol, look out for Batman, and look out for bats in general
Mhm.
as like his symbol. Now, in a lot of spiritual traditions, they are symbols of rebirth. So just having this conversation here with you, Devin, I feel a lot of it feels like there's a weight off of his chest to be able to come through and to say these things to you and to be able to like have you stop that woulda, coulda, shoulda. There's a lot of weight off his chest. Okay. So thank you. Thank you for working on it. I'm not going to expect it to be an instant thing, but thank you for working on it. Okay. And
Mhm.
keep talking to him and give him donuts. Seriously.
And I know
And
exactly.
next time you make ramen, put a little dish of it out by his picture.
Okay, that I can do.
Okay, so now he's manipulating you. He says maybe if you do that, he won't move your stuff so often.
Sounds like him.
Okay.
On.
All my love to you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to bring forth the next person. Just remember, he's always with you. Please show. Oh my gosh. Before I let you go and before I bring the next one in, you need to know your mama loves you. She's very proud of you. Okay. But here's something that I have to say. This is not for you. She's saying, I love you, Paul.
My
So
dad.
your dad's name is Paul then. Okay. When this goes live, you need to make him watch this. Okay. Because the man feels like a deflated balloon. He feels like a deflated balloon, and he needs to know that he's got to take care of the person that they still love. Okay. All right. All my love to you. Thank you for being here. Deliver that message and watch for this coming live. It should be up by tomorrow. Okay.
Hey, you, Josh.
All right. Here we go. Spotlight for me. All right. Next one. Real battle axe coming through. Real battle axe coming through. Okay. So I don't know if you are a gay woman or if there is, I'm just gonna, lesbian is the perfect word for this. I'm not sure if there are lesbians or women who like women in your family. Here is a Catholic woman coming through, a real battle axe. She feels militant, militant. I want to tell you what she's showing me, and this is a very like, this is a harsh thing to share with people. I don't think she ever did this. I think this is very symbolic. She is taking a rosary and winding up and whipping people with it. Like winding up, whipping people with it. Okay, whipping. Now, she's talking about how you would have rightfully rejected all of that stuff, like all of the fire and brimstone, watch out for Satan, and Satan's around the corner. I didn't grow up with that stuff. So it's hard for me to relate, but it's like the doom and gloom. You must repent from your sins. You must repent from your sins. There is somebody here who would be a very loving person, very compassionate person. You're either gay or there's gay people in your family. And this is very much thank you for rejecting the dogma and the bullshit. Anybody here fit those? Anybody here fit that? Wave your hand, unmute yourself, do something. I'll unmute you. She's giving me this sensation that she would have been a little psychotic. Okay, like a little like hot-headed. And the reason why I say that is because she needs you to figure it out. Like she's still kind of like angry, or not angry, but like impatient. Who here would have had the militant Catholic battle axe? She's showing me what looks like the blue and white china or dishes. You might have them. Somebody in the family might have them. She's showing me this. Who here has gay kids in their family, or a gay daughter, or somebody that they love wholeheartedly? Laura, you got the Catholic battle axe with the gay kids. Hold on, I'll unmute you.
I can
Is there
take some
China
of
in
it.
this life?
There's not blue and white china, but there is china. There's a mental illness with a parent and there's a gay daughter. But I don't think she would have been against my daughter, so it doesn't quite fit.
Was she like fire and brimstone?
No.
Was she Catholic?
Yes.
Was she mentally ill?
Yes.
Okay. And there's China.
There is my sister's also in this group.
Okay. So no. Like my question is why would she didn't use her religion to beat it over people's heads? Now,
No.
can I ask you, was there ever physical abuse?
No.
Because I'm literally seeing like a rosary being wound up and whack, whack.
Nope. Maybe somebody else in the group.
Does anybody have the middle name Anne?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Does anybody have the middle name Anne?
One of my sisters did.
It's funny because in my head I'm hearing like Ruth Ann,
No.
but the Anne, the emphasis on the Anne. This might be for you, okay? And here's why.
Okay.
All right. She's using the symbol as like religion. Now, mind you, Lori, hold on. I just want to like talk about this for a moment so I can put the symbols together.
All right.
There's going to be other people in this room or in this group where they would have had militant Catholics, super religious people, you know, the people that would have judged them and the people that would have said, you know, you're pissing God off, or you know, any of that stuff.
Right.
Was there ever abuse in like, did you know anything about her mom? Anybody that would have been like even more militant?
Very Catholic, but not militant.
I could be getting it mixed up here. I keep getting the apology of like I beat you over the head with it. I beat you over the head with it. So are you not Catholic, Lori?
I was baptized Catholic, but I'm more spiritual.
Or you're not like going to church every Sunday, you're
No.
not like
No.
reading the Bible every day, you're not doing those things. Okay.
No. My
Is this
sister is
China in
sitting
a
in this group
hutch?
though.
Okay, who's your sister's name? What's your sister's name?
Sorry, I'm putting her on the spot. Linda. Linda Healy at the
Linda
bottom.
Healy?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, Linda.
So
What about
I'm gonna
did you
unmute
say a
her.
hutch?
Is the China in a hutch?
The China was in the hutch.
The China
The
was in a
China
hutch.
and the hutch have been going through all the sisters. So I have the hutch, somebody
Okay.
else has the China.
Okay. So Linda and Lori, hear me out on this. Okay, there is not only an apology for like the religion. Okay, so Linda, are you a practicing Catholic?
I am Catholic. I don't go to church every Sunday, but I am Catholic.
Well, let me just kind of put you into a bucket then, okay? So like I want to
Okay.
like I'm like okay. So just remember I'm a chameleon and she must have been impatient, yeah?
I'm sorry, what was that?
She must have been impatient, yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
This
I
is
I
this is
wonder I wonder if by chance you're thinking of my mother-in-law because
Yes. Oh, sorry.
she
Go
was
ahead.
very, very, very strict like that. Very much so.
okay.
Do as I
Well, I
say.
might be getting them both, but let me just ask
Yep.
you a question. Lori and Linda, and again, I don't mean to get short with you, but they're getting short. So like they're getting short with me, they're getting short with you. They're just
Yeah.
friggin' getting short all the
Yep.
way. Okay. Are
Yep.
you the kind of Catholic that hates gay people, or are you the kind of Catholic that loves gay people? I'm gonna put
No,
you right on the
I
spot.
love, love.
Okay. I'm going to take that as like a given, right? I'm going to take that as a given. Like you love your fellow man. You love everybody. You know what I mean? You're
Yes.
not judging people for
Yes.
being gay. You wouldn't judge me for having a husband, yada, yada, yada. I don't think you'd be here if you were. But that's the type, like, there is this, like, thank you for not being a hater message. Thank you for not being a hater. So, Linda, I have to ask you, Lori said her mom, she didn't think her mom would be upset with her daughter. Okay. Was your mother-in-law, Linda, somebody who would have like been fire and brimstone and somebody who would have been against gay people and against abortion and against this and against that?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
She would have been against it.
Because there's that like winding up and smack, like winding
Yep.
up and smack. Do you ever remember Linda hurting people? Was there ever physical abuse, like spanking or smacking?
Yes.
Okay, because I can't get past that. Do you know what I
Yep.
mean? I can't get past that. And there's this,
Yes.
um, she just put into my head doing God's work, like doing God's work. She must have thought that like by hitting people and disciplining
Yep.
people, like she was doing
Yes.
God's work. Okay.
Yes.
So what I've got for the both of you, apparently I'm getting my wires crossed with a couple of them, okay? Because here we have somebody who is regretful of their behavior, regretful of their militancy, regretful of their anger, regretful of their impatience, regretful of their mental illness, regretful of it all. And remember how I was talking to Brandy in the beginning, how she could have been a person that kept like marching to the beat of that abusive drum, that she could have kept
Yep.
the cycle going. But you guys are somebody here who's loving people that should be loved, right? I mean, I
Yes.
don't want to. Here's something that fascinates me, and I think maybe there was a reason why I was raised by bikers and I didn't grow up in a religious household and had all these problems with religion growing up and all of that. But the more I do this work and the more I connect to spirit, it's love and grace and compassion. And then if they didn't act this way in the world of the living, it's shame and guilt that they could have and they should have, that they should have been loving. They should have, you know, um, it's just funny because one of them is saying, and I think this is your mother-in-law, if she was such a good Catholic, why didn't she adopt kids? You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
she could have helped orphans. She could have helped, she could have helped. She could have helped. She could have helped. There's that pain of getting it wrong. Now, is this, Linda, I'm going to ask you, this is your husband's mother?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it could have
Yes.
been your wife's mother. I don't know. I don't know how this
Yep.
is
Yep.
working out. So, right. So, okay. Husband's
Yep.
mother. All right. All right. All right.
Yep.
Um, I believe he might have been one of the people that she would have inflicted physical harm on. Do you know this?
Yes.
Yeah. Here's something that I need you to do. I need you to bring an apology to him.
Okay. He has passed, my husband.
Well, there's other people in this world that she would have hurt.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm not getting anything with your husband yet. I don't know if I will. I can't control it. Okay. Thank you
Okay.
for
Yep.
letting me know that.
Yep.
But no, no, no. This is what most important is did this stuff cycle through the family line? Did abuse cycle through the family line?
To certain people, yes. Yes.
Okay. That's where the shame comes in.
Yep.
That's where the shame comes in. That's where the guilt comes in. That's where the, God damn it, I shouldn't have hurt people. And then I'm watching people hurt people because of what I did to them.
Yes.
Okay. So
Definitely.
if you can take this episode and share that with them, okay.
Okay.
Um, Here's the other thing. Do you know of anybody in this world who's working with yarn, knitting, crocheting that would have been connected to her?
Um,
Like,
my
is one of
niece
her
does.
daughters knitting,
Yep.
crocheting? Your niece
Yep.
does.
So her
Okay.
granddaughter does. Yep.
Okay. How has this rippled down to your niece? Do you know what I mean? Did like the anger, the abuse, the mental illness affect her parents? Did that affect her?
Yes. Yes. Yep. It affected like her dad. Her dad was her son, my mother-in-law's son.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yep.
And then it would have affected
Yep.
the one working with the yarn, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So this is one of those things where I asked Devin to bring this to her dad. I need you to bring this to your niece. If you have that
Okay.
type of relationship, if you have that
Yes.
type of relationship and you can send this,
Yes.
because I think like, oh my gosh, your niece, would you consider her to be like a social justice warrior? Somebody that's like,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
yeah, like somebody that's like all about justice and fairness and standing up for people and all of
Yes.
that. So there's something
Yes.
about your niece needing to hear how people, even if they don't find a sense of balance or justice in this world, they can't escape it from the next one. So
Okay.
this is the difference between human justice and divine justice.
Okay.
And ultimately what happens when we get to the world of spirit, if there's anybody that's judging us, it's us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like we go through our washing machine, we go through all of that stuff, and then we stand in horror and pain of what we did. Not everybody,
Right.
if people are loving their kids and working hard and taking care of the like family and community and doing all the thing and being a person of grace and compassion, well, they don't have anything to worry about when they die. They're just going to be very proud of what they did. So the the love that the two of you have provided your family, and Lori with the gay daughter and all of that, you could have been something could have happened to you where you became the angry militant religious person, and you could have been very, very harsh and cruel to that young woman, but you weren't. So do you see how your life is going to be different when
Yes.
you die?
Yep.
Your afterlife is going
Yep.
to be different in the way you look at yourself in your life. Okay, so Lori, again, here is a little bit of this like straightforward kind of like harsh energy. Maybe you should be proud of yourself, Lori. Okay, maybe you should be proud of yourself. So I think that as I'm getting that message, I don't think that you are. I really don't think that you are. So the things
It's
that
not
you need
something
to
that
take
we
into
heard growing up.
consideration.
So, you know,
Well, right now you're a woman that should be proud of herself. You're
thank you.
standing up for love. You're taking care of the people that are vulnerable. So that's really what matters, is how we take care of one another. So, Linda, I want to go to you, please, because I have a question. And again, I don't control this stuff. And you brought up your husband, so I just want to ask: did he ever have a connection to a motorcycle?
My sons ride dirt bikes.
Your sons ride dirt bikes?
Yes.
Okay. So do they actively ride dirt bikes right now? Like in their life, they're riding them. I mean, not at this moment, but like actively riding them.
Yes, they do. Yep.
Okay. So I just want to kind of tell you what this process looks like for me. All you have to do is kind of mention your husband. You know what I mean? And like, then things will pop into my head randomly. It'll be their way of saying hello or what have you. And I saw like what looked like a motorcycle to me. So I didn't know if he was a
Okay.
motorcyclist, but when you have dirt bikes and your sons are riding dirt bikes,
Right.
what this is going to tell you is in the same way that Devin's mom is with her husband and the brothers with the sister, and all of the spirits move around and they're with us, this is going to be an indication that your husband is with your boys.
That's good. Yeah, because they used to race the dirt bikes and we would go to the races, and he was very proud of them.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's showing me that as a symbol. Okay. Um,
One just rode a motorcycle recently.
Yeah.
So,
and one just rode a motorcycle recently.
yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. There's not a junior in this mix, is there? Like a mini me or a junior?
They both have part of his name. I have twin boys and they both have part of his name. Yes.
Okay. He might be the more devilish one, the more evil Knievel one, the more daring one, might be. So the other thing too is, may I ask you, do you have a gold necklace?
I do. I'm not wearing right now, but I do have one. Yes.
Did he give it to you?
Yes.
Okay. Show me the gold necklace. So like, when did he pass, may I ask?
It was August of 2018.
2018. Okay. Yeah. Again, I can't pull them. I can't push them. You know what I mean? I don't have any
Yeah.
control over that process, but I see the motorcycles. I see the gold necklace. I also don't get any indication that he had anything that he regretted in his life. You know what I mean? Like when he went through his life review, do you know what I mean? He must have been a very caring, loving man. Um, in that way, he's not like Brandy's dad, in that way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
the other thing too is on your body. Oh, okay, okay. So sometimes they give me physical stuff, Linda, and on your body, I have to wonder if you don't have like neuropathy or spots on your body that go cold or numb, do you?
Uh, yeah, yeah, I do. Like on my hands and everything get very cold. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's wanting me to tell you about have you ever seen that giant egg whisk looking device that goes up and down your head?
Yep.
Okay, I get that as like giving yourself goosebumps, getting somebody to wash your hair maybe and like stimulate the scalpel therapy, things like that. Getting whatever would induce goosebumps for you, I think would help stimulate some nerves in your body. Okay. It
Okay.
might help to get like blood flow and all of that stuff going. The other thing too, where you live, do you have wood heat or uh pellet heat?
No. No.
You do have a fireplace though, right? I mean, you don't
I
use it, but
I don't use it right. Right.
Okay. Do you live in a place where you heat your home?
Yes.
Okay, just not with wood or pellet.
No, just like
Why
a
would they
regular
tell me
furnace.
that why would they tell me that your nasal passages are dry? This usually comes from like the wood heat, the pellet stove, the dry heat in the home would kind of you might just be dehydrated, Linda.
Oh, that's fine. That's awesome. Yes. Yeah.
Just drink some water, then I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. Yeah.
or work on your potassium, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you know those photo frames that look like two hearts that open up and close?
Yes.
Do you have anything like that?
Yes.
The, okay, because I'm seeing like the double hearts. Okay. Does it happen to be on your nightstand?
Um, it's on my dresser. Yes. Yep.
Which is close to your bedroom near okay, okay, okay.
Yes.
Close
Yes.
to your bed.
Yes.
Okay. Um Words that I'm hearing, and this is what you need to hear. That Joker energy will be ready and waiting for you when you get to where he's at.
Yes.
uh-huh.
That's
So
him
he
to a
must have been a
T.
Joker.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Life of the party, always joking, always. Yes. Yes.
The Joker energy will be ready and waiting for you when you get there. So the other thing that I want to give you too, and this is important, I don't think you are grieving in a typical way. I know it's been 7 years since you've lost him, but I also get this pride in you of like, thank you for taking care of his wife.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
you're taking care of yourself, right?
Yes, you learn to love every moment. You learn to have gratitude for everything. The hope and gratitude. That's what you learn when you grieve. And then you learn to be so grateful for everything you have. And every moment you have living to, learn to love the little things in life. It doesn't mean every day is going to be a fabulous day, but you learn to appreciate the little things in life. And I love and honor every moment with him. So very much so.
Linda, I want to offer you some praise because not everybody gets there.
Mhm.
Not everybody gets to the place that you've gotten to. So,
Yeah.
the other thing too, and Lori, I don't know you, so I don't know why. You don't even have to unmute yourself for this. You might
Okay.
want to just stay unmuted for this.
Yeah.
Here is a funny thing. Um, Lori, you are your mother's daughter, but thank you for not becoming your mother's daughter.
Thank you.
Okay. Do you get that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, Linda, I know that you
Yeah.
must have some sort of relationship with your sister Lori. Okay.
Mm.
Yes.
Here's what this man needs you to do for Lori. Okay. And I'm going to
Okay.
speak very plainly here. So, a little bit of a trigger warning for you. I'm going to speak very plainly. Linda,
Okay.
help Lori pull her head out of her ass.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
The
Yep.
reason why
That's
I
what he
say
would
that.
say. That's what
that's
he
what he
would
would.
say.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, here's something about Lori that
Mm.
he's showing me. I think she's being a little bit of an Eeyore.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like, I don't know,
true.
mopey, a
Yeah.
little depressive, a little like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
down in the dumps
Yes.
when she got a whole lot to celebrate. Lori, you must have a whole lot to celebrate in your life.
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
So, Linda,
Yep.
sometimes it's those like harsh messages that we need to hear. Sometimes it's not the soft coddling
Yep.
that we need to hear.
Yep.
Sometimes somebody just needs to come in and say, hey, pull your head out of your ass. Okay.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Lori,
Yeah.
Thanks.
Lori,
I hear you.
okay, okay. Here's a couple of things that I want you to do. All right.
Okay.
I need you, Lori, to surround yourself with these colors, blue and yellow. What I'm seeing is like
Yeah.
blue and yellow sunflowers. I need you to buy yourself
Okay.
some sunflower prints. I need you to put them up where you see them often. Those colors of blue and yellow are going to affect your mental state. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right. The other thing too is, Linda, you might know this more than Lori does. Is Lori a little bit agoraphobic? Is she staying at home too much? Is she not leaving her
Probably.
house?
I'm out and about, but probably I should get out more. I need to get out more.
She does need to get out more. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. So again, I don't know how close you live, but what I'm seeing is like the antique stores and the thrift stores and just going out and having these little adventures. And like,
Mm.
Lori, are you an antique person?
Yes.
You are an antique person. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you. So Linda, this feels like it's right
Yep.
up your alley. What I need you to
Yep.
do is I need you to come up with like these little treasure hunts. Okay. These like little
Okay.
treasure hunts. And what he's
Okay.
showing me is like a 50-mile radius, like at least 50 miles away. You have to get Lori at least 50 miles away from her house to like an antique store. Okay.
Okay.
Like we're taking a day trip. We're driving far, far away. We're going to go have a day. Lori,
Okay.
there's this message of the Rolling Stone gathers no moss. I think you're too
Right.
sedentary. I think that you need to get out more. I think that
Yep.
you need to like, Lori, I think that you want to be an old lady. Like I want to be an old man.
Yeah.
You need an old lady walk. Okay. Like
Yeah.
like when I get up in the morning and I go for a walk first thing, you need to like get up, move your body, go for a walk in the neighborhood, go do something. All right.
I'm
And it's
walking six
interesting
to
because
eight miles
what
a week in the neighborhood, uphill both ways. So I work with children.
June?
I'm working on a farm, So seriously, yeah. Um, but there's an idea I have for a business that I have been dragging my feet on. So
Okay.
I really need to do more with
Well,
it.
this is about movement, right? Movement.
Right.
Like, you
Yeah.
want to be an old lady. You can't be sedentary. So don't drag your ass on
Right.
that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you got to
Yes, I
move. You
do.
got to move. You got to move.
Yes.
Okay. A couple of times now I've been getting the taste and smell of barbecue. So I think that you guys, I don't know how far away from each other you are, but there's this idea of family barbecue. I'm seeing fireworks. So I think you guys need to plan some sort of 4th of July get together.
Okay.
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 Like, get together for the 4th of July, get the kids together, have the family time. And movie night, I keep smelling popcorn now. Like, they're showing me popcorn. Like, I don't know if you guys need to get together for movies, things like that, of that nature. Also, do the two of you have inappropriate, like, sense of humor?
Oh no. Do you? So
Um, I think certain things are more funnier than Lori. Lori's more
yes.
serious.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the
Okay.
ER,
Well,
remember? Yeah.
okay. So here's a funny thing. Why would they show me? And I think this is coming for the both of you, but Linda, um, you remember the movies from the 80s called Porky's
Yep.
and like
Yes.
Meatballs and those, really, like, I was a little kid when those were out, and like my older
Yeah.
cousins were watching them and they were really
Yep.
like inappropriate. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know why y'all have to get together and have some sort of like hilarious comedy night, but
Okay.
maybe it needs to be like, why
Sounds
am
like
I
our
seeing
mom.
Sally? That was your mom?
Hey, yeah, some of the gifts that we would get for showers and things, Linda would be fine with it, but I'd be closing my eyes.
Okay, well, you only live once, Lori. You know what I mean?
You know. Well, both our husbands are sailors, so
Okay, 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 okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
yeah.
So Linda, you have a
Yep.
connection to the moon?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. So what he just said to me is, you'll see me in the full moon. So you must talk to the moon.
Oh.
Yes, especially recently. I just whenever I see the moon and especially different moons, I've just been looking at it. So that's very appropriate.
So I would
Yep.
just encourage you to talk to the moon. You know what I mean? When
Okay. Yes, I do.
talk to the moon, talk to him, keep that
Yep.
connection going. However,
Yep.
but it was, that's a pretty profound statement, that when you look at the moon, when you
Yep.
talk to the moon, you're talking to me.
Okay, I'll do that.
So thank you for keeping his memory alive in your children, in your home, and in your heart.
Thank you. Yep. Yep.
Those are all three areas that you keep the memory alive, isn't it?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Funny. I know that I said the word Paul earlier. So I was like, what would Paul do? Like, what was your husband's name?
Michael.
Michael. What would Michael do? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want you to, like, that's what I want you to hear, is like, what would Michael do? Like, and that's a really good. It's funny because like this message is more for Lori than it is for you. But Lori needs to hear, what would Michael do? And he's kind of like giving her this like little like nudge on the chin.
Yeah.
Keep your chin up, kid. Like, keep your chin up. Okay. So don't be Eeyore. Be Winnie
Right.
the Pooh.
There you
Or
go.
better yet, be Tigger. Be Tigger.
Oh,
Okay. Um,
thank you.
Linda, though, like, he's not done with me, and I'm just gonna like, I gotta, okay, back, neck, and shoulder stuff. Like, you should have a Shakti mat. Do you know what a Shakti mat is? It's like this thing that you can buy on Amazon. It looks like a little yoga mat. It's got these white pricks and points on it. You
Okay.
lay on it. It does acupressure. He's pointing to your lower back. How's your lower
Yes.
back?
Yeah. I have severe scoliosis and I have back problem, my lower back, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might want to look into a Shakti mat,
Okay.
Shakti. mat on
Okay.
Amazon and anywhere online that you can get them. They're like $40. You lay on them and they hurt for a little bit, just a couple minutes. But then what it does is he goes, that's just the ticket. That's just the ticket. It's something that encourages blood flow into the muscles and into the joints and all of it. When I have back, neck, and shoulder stuff, I love mine.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so good.
Okay. Okay.
So I would encourage you to get one, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, like I love this because, walking into this, I knew like they want me to call it this, the jerk episode. They want me to call it, this is the jerks. Like these were the jerks coming through, right? They had to talk about this. But how do we know what a jerk is? And how do we know? Well, sometimes we need to know what a jerk is by knowing what a jerk isn't. And that's why we end up with your husband, because he wasn't a jerk.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was brought here by a jerk, but like
Yes.
his jerk mother connected to him
Yep.
and connected to
Yep.
you, but he
Yes.
wasn't. So I guess, it takes all kinds to make this world go round. It takes all kinds to make that world go round. When and this is important because I know a lot of people go through life not getting rewarded or acknowledged for their hard work and their love and all of the hard efforts that they put in. A lot of people go through life wondering if people ever pay for the bad things they did, or if people ever get rewarded for the good things they did. Well, in the same way that the jerks are watching the shame and the trauma and the pain ripple out over time, well, people who did good things in this world, gave good lives to their kids and their friends and their families and their pets and all of that, well, they get the opposite of what the jerks get. And maybe that is the definition of heaven, right? Maybe the definition of heaven is going to spirit, watching how we loved and cared for, and how those actions ripple out, and how instead of the pain and terror and shame, we get the opposite of all of that. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, I think that we, in a roundabout way, in a non religious way, kind of found out what heaven and hell is. Hell being the shame and the regret and guilt and the pain of our actions, and heaven being the same, but in the other direction. And Elizabeth R. is telling you to check out moonglow.com, the necklaces. I didn't get to see all of that, Elizabeth, but there was are those the necklaces that show you the phase of the moon when you were born or certain times? Yeah. So like you could look up your anniversary and you could find out like what phase the moon was in when you were in your anniversary. And do they glow? Yes. Okay. So they glow. Okay. So I know what those moonglow.com necklaces are. Okay. So, wait. Don't you carry a piece of him with you anyways? Like get the moon necklaces, but you didn't make his ashes into jewelry, did you?
No.
Okay.
Didn't
Because
he
you know how
give
some people
you
do
a
that?
locket? And Linda, didn't he give you a gold locket with the boys' pictures in it that opens and hearts?
Yeah, but
Silver.
he means the ashes. Like, do I
Right,
carry his
right.
No, no, no,
ashes?
no.
No.
That's
Right.
funny because when I saw the gold necklace, I saw the locket too.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Yep.
So is the
That is
locket on
true.
the gold necklace?
Yes, it is like a heart. Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yes.
Okay. All right. So, and I guess for you, Lori, dragging your butt on your business, dragging your butt, being a little mopey and all of that,
Yeah,
here's something for you to consider. You know what I mean? You're not a person who's hurt people. You're not a person who's damaged people. But you might get to the place when you pass away and you look back in your life and you're like, dang it, I should have tried that thing. I should have did that thing. So, regret, we want to avoid that when we die. You know what I
right.
mean? We want to avoid that when
Yes.
we die. So you need a good dose of what's the worst that can happen. When you want to take the leap of faith and do the thing, it doesn't work out, but at least you tried. That's the worst thing that could happen, right? So
True.
again, here's the other thing. The movement will keep you around longer.
Mm.
So kids, grandkids, life, love, all of that, family, you want to be here. I think, that's the point of this. We want to like make our vacation here as long as possible. Thank you guys for being here and taking care of each other.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for taking
I
care of your
appreciate it.
family. And thank you for being good people without, beating other people on the heads with rosaries. Like, that's important. we gotta
Yes.
know that we don't necessarily need that indoctrination or that dogma to be good people. That's important.
Yes.
And sometimes even here's air quotes, even the good people get to a place where they regret their actions.
Right.
So,
And
all
sometimes
right.
you learn to
All my love to you.
and sometimes you learn to do the opposite. That's what you learn. Like you learn there's bad people, but that's why you want to be the opposite. Or people that harmed you, you want to be the person that doesn't harm people. So that's just such a life lesson. Like you want to be the opposite of how you were raised or somebody treated you.
Right.
We've gone full circle because that's how we started with Brandy.
Yep.
And then even Devin. Devin
Yep.
is very much not like the people who hurt other people because they died of overdoses and addiction and sicknesses and all of that. So here's what I want to leave everybody with. Remember to keep up the good fight, even if you're not being celebrated in this life. It ripples out in time. Everybody passes away and everybody takes a look at the life they led. Let's make sure that the life we're leading and that we're looking back on is the best that we can possibly make it. The other thing, too, is this book is available on my website. Okay. What I'm doing here, all right, is this Sunday at our facility here in Littleton, New Hampshire, Deep Earth Arts, we are hosting the Goblin Market. The Goblin Market is like a big witchy farmers market. We have over 30 vendors. We have live music. We have aura photography. We have my mom here cooking grilled cheese with her whoopie pies. My mom is coming here to like bring her diner cooking to everybody. So the other thing too is I will be selling my pottery for the very first time ever at this market. So it is Sunday, May 25th, the day before Memorial Day. It's 11 to 4. It is a blast. And, we got tarot readers and mediums and aura photography and all that good stuff. But my book will be here. So you can order online via Amazon or on my website. There's an option to get a signed copy with a little bit of shipping. So, all my love to you. There's my plug. Thank you all for being here. And for those of you who are going to pass this episode on to your loved ones, even if they weren't your loved ones, but you feel you need people to hear the messages, this episode will be up and live tomorrow. When it's live, you'll see it on my socials. Okay. So, all my love to you. Thank you for being here. Get busy taking care of yourself.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Got it. Bye, guys.
Bye now.